Hi everyone, welcome to another video of Acadmey Academy. Today we are going to discuss a question that was asked in the very recent exam, that is in June 2025, and this question is from Jacobean dramatist. So we can see the question. It's a match the following question to match the plays with their respective authors. The plays are Cynthia's Revels, The Maid's Tragedy, Women Beware Women, and Shoemaker's Holiday. The authors that you have to match are Thomas Middleton, Ben Jonson, Thomas Dekker, and Bowman and Fletcher. So this is a very easy kind of question. Today we are going to look at the major plays and major works of all these writers, all these four writers. Okay, first author we are going to look at is Thomas Middleton. Thomas Middleton has almost experimented with all the genres. He has written tragedies, comedies, tragicomedies, mass, city comedies, plays, poetry, everything. So first we can look at his tragicomedies or tragedies. First and most important play is The Changeling. The Changeling is prescribed in some universities, so there has been questions about the chronology of the plot and summary related questions and also character related questions from this particular play, that is Changeling. And also Women Beware Women is also another important play. There hasn't been many questions from Revenger's Tragedy and all, but the first two plays are the most important plays of Middleton, The Changeling and Women Beware Women. Now we can look at his comedies. Comedies are A Chaste Maid in Cheapside, Michaelmas Term, A Trick to Catch the Old One, and A Mad World, My Masters. The Changeling is a tragic comedy and Women Beware Women is a tragedy and Revenger's Tragedy obviously is a revenge tragedy, and A Chaste Maid in Cheapside is considered to be a city comedy. All the others are just comedies. Now we can look at the other works. These are historical, political or revision works of Middleton. First work is A Game at Chess. This has been mentioned in Wasteland, as you know. So this work is also an important work, A Game at Chess. All these are history plays. Timon of Athens is his collaboration with Shakespeare, but it is mainly attributed to Shakespeare. Thomas Middleton has also written along with Shakespeare in Timon of Athens. And he has also written revisions to Macbeth and revisions to Measure for Measure of Shakespeare. These are revisionary contributions of Middleton. Okay. Now, these are the other collaborations and other stage works of Middleton. These works are also a little bit important. These are A Honest Or, The Roaring Girl, A Fair Quarrel, and The World Toast at Tennis. Among these, The Honest Or is written along with Thomas Dekker, and The Roaring Girl is co-written with Thomas Dekker again, and A Fair Quarrel is collaboratively written with William Rowley, and also The World Toast at Tennis also with William Rowley. Okay, and he has also written some mass. They are The Triumphs of Truth, The Inner Temple Mass, The Lord Mayors. These are minor works, but you should know at least the titles of these works. Now coming to Middleton's poetry and prose. These are also a little bit important. They are Microcynicon, 6 Snarling Satires. The subtitles are important in net, as you know. The Penniless Parliament of Threadbare Poets, The Wisdom of Solomon Paraphrased, and The Ghost of Lucrece. Microcynicon is considered to be a satirical poetry, and The Penniless Parliament of Threadbare Poets is again a satirical prose work. The genres of all these works are very, very important when it comes to Jacobean writers. All you have to do in Jacobean authors is just read the plot summary and note down the characters. And also The Wisdom of Solomon Paraphrased. This is a religious or poetic paraphrase. And finally, The Ghost of Lucrece. This is a poetry or considered to be a classical paraphrase. So these are the most important works of Thomas Middleton that you have to remember. Among these works, The Changeling, Women Beware Women, and also A Game at Chess are the most important. Okay, that's all about Thomas Middleton. The next author is Ben Jonson. Ben Jonson's plays are very famous and most of these are familiar to you as well. First is Every Man in His Humour and also Every Man Out of His Humour, Cynthia's Revels, Sejanus His Fall, Volpone, Epicene or the Silent Women, The Alchemist, Bartholomew Fair, all of these are the popular plays of Ben Jonson. Devil is an Ass, The Staple of News, The New Inn, The Magnetic Lady, A Tale of a Tub, The Sad Shepherd, Mortimer His Fall. Remember, there is also Sejanus His Fall and also Mortimer His Fall. And also Eastward Ho, that is collaboratively written with George Chapman and John Marston. And The Case is Altered is an early play, that's a minor work, and The Sad Shepherd is an unfinished work. Mortimer His Fall is a fragment of a work. Okay, the chronology of Ben Jonson's plays are very important. Please try to remember these works in their order. Okay, among these, Every Man in His Humour, Volpone, Epicene, Alchemist, Bartholomew Fair, all these are the most important. Most of these are prescribed in universities, so you should be familiar with the plot summaries and characters of these plays. There has been questions asked from most of Ben Jonson's plays before, so please familiarize with the plot of these particular plays. Now coming to the masks of Ben Jonson. Remember, Ben Jonson has written masks and anti-masks also. So, Mask of Blackness, Mask of Beauty, Hymen, The Hue and Cry After Cupid, The Mask of Queens, Oberon, The Fairy Prince. All of these are Ben Jonson's masks. Remember, he has also written anti-masks. What are masks? Masks were mainly, played by aristocratic people, and the players were, or the actors were professional actors, and the audience were mostly aristocratic or noble people. And also, the stage setting of masks were very expensive. So, Ben Jonson introduced a new genre, that is anti-mass. The players of anti-mass or the actors in anti-mass were not professional authors, they were all amateur authors, and everybody could come and watch anti-mass. And also the stage setting or the total cost to enact the play was comparatively less expensive compared to mass. So anti-mass was introduced by Ben Jonson. And also remember, the stage designer of Ben Jonson is a person called Inigo Jones. There has been questions asked from Inigo Jones before. He is the stage designer of Ben Jonson. Now coming to the genre of entertainments, these are not that important or that popular, but it is better if you know at least the titles of these works. The King's Entertainment in Passing to His Coronation, A Panegyr or The Happy Entrance of James, A Particular Entertainment of the Queen and Prince, A Private Entertainment of the King and the Queen, The Entertainment of the Two Kings, and finally The Hours. You should not read the summaries of these works, but it is better if you know at least the titles of these works. Now coming to other important genres, they are criticisms and essays and poetry. The major critical works of Ben Jonson are timber or discoveries. There has been questions about timber or discoveries before. You should be familiar with the argument that Ben Jonson plays in timber or discoveries and about the English grammar also. Then there is the poetry collection, that is Epigrams, The Forest, Underwood, The Excretion Against Vulcan. All of these are minor collections of Ben Jonson and they are poetry collections. Okay. That's all about Ben Jonson. You should be familiar with the most important plays of Ben Jonson. They are Epicene, Volpone, Bartholomew Fair, Alchemist, and such. You should be familiarized with the plot of such plays. Now coming to the next author, that is Thomas Dekker. The most important play of Dekker is obviously The Shoemaker's Holiday. And then there is The Old Fortunatus, The Witch of Edmonton, which is collaboratively written with William Rowley and John Fort. And there is again The Honest Whore Part 2. If this be not a good play, the devil is in it. And Match Me in London, The Sun's Darling. The later works are not that popular, but it's better if you know the titles. Now coming to the pamphlets, prose and miscellaneous verse of Dekker, they are The Bellman of London, News from Hell and Strange Horse Race. Again, these are not that popular, but you should be familiar with the plot of The Shoemaker's Holiday, The All Fortunatus, The Honest Whore and such works. Okay. The next authors are Beaumont and Fletcher. They had written many works together. They are The Maid's Tragedy, Philaster or Love Lies a Bleeding, A King and No King, The Honest Man's Fortune, The False One. All these are co-written. And The Noble Gentleman, The Chances, and Cupid's Revenge, Thierry and Theodoret, Love's Pilgrimage, Beggar's Rush, Valentinian and Born to Cut. These are not that popular or that important, but the Maid's Tragedy, Philaster, King and No King, all these are the important works of Beaumont and Fletcher. Please refer to the works that they have written alone. Also, these are the plays that they have collaboratively written. Please refer to their own works. Okay, so that's all about the Jacobean writers that we have got in the question. Now we can go to the question again. That is Cynthia's Revels, The Maid's Tragedy, Women Beware Women and Shoemaker's Holiday. So who wrote Cynthia's Revels? It is obviously Ben Jonson. And Maid's Tragedy, that's collaboratively written by Beaumont and Fletcher. Women Beware Women is a work of Middleton, and The Shoemaker's Holiday is the most important work of Thomas Dekker. So the option, that is the right answer to this question, will be option 1, that is A2, B4, C1 and D3. Now we have solved the question, and also I have given you insights into the authors and their most important works. So that's it for today's video, and let's meet again with another video. Thank you.